Hey! Hello, tours. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Limbus Company and Arknights actually crossover. Jesus, Louises, Creases. Years ago, when Limbus first started, there was an April Fool's event that had Dante comically just get thrown into the introductions of other Gacha. And one of the first ones was Arknights, and everyone and like me was like, oh my god, please have a crossover with Arknights. And it turned out that Kim Ji-hoon made the impossible possible. And look at what we fucking have here. Oh my god, you guys. Look at all these egos. I've got 270 pulls lined up. You finished chapter 15? Nice. Chapter 15 is insane. I loved how many characters they brought back for it. Like, seriously. Alright. So, without further ado, let's get started. Alright. Let's use our tickets first. That's hilarious. Alright. No blue, obviously. Wow, this is really funny. This is comical that I'm getting all of these fucking 3 stars, I should say. Oh my god. That is actually funny. Alright. Now for the tickets. Min roll. Yo, Hoshi. Min roll again. Oh yeah, we got our first one! Woohoo! Oh yes, we got our first one. I have 270 pulls lined up. I just need one more and we are safe. Hello!
곱게 접은 종이에 번졌으니 식구의 한해 용이 되어 빈 벼로에 남았구나.
Hello, Echo Knight. Hello, Hoshi. Welcome to the stream. Oh my god. All right, we just need one more. One more before we hit 200 and we're golden. All right. I haven't even used my proper lunacy yet. Wow, this is too funny. I keep getting so many triple O's. Alright, almost a min roll. Alright, we used up our tickets. Now it's time to gobble up the lunacy. Let's go. Hello, Alfarius, welcome to the stream. Oh, don't say that, Doors. You're gonna jinx it. All right, let's see. Oh! Yes! Fast! Get out of here! Cal Fast! Fuck yes! Alright, worst comes to worst, we fucking got it. Hello, Wordage, welcome to the stream. Worst comes to worst, we got it. All we need is Gregor. Oh my god. But if we need to, we can get to 200 pulls. Let's see how many pulls we have now. All right. So yeah, we're at 110. Can we get Gregor within 90 pulls? Let's try it. Let's see if we can get, let's see. Oh, thank you so much, Mortage, for coming on, man. Min roll. Oh my god. Wow, oh my god. Either way, Gregor is guaranteed, but let's see if we can get him before. Nearly min roll. Another almost min roll. I wasn't counting. Let's see. Okay. All right. So 5 more. 5 more. 5 more. That's okay. 4 more chances. All right. All right, 3 more. Two more. God, may this luck continue and into the next world purchase. Winner, Greg, let's go. Who was it? Oh, it was Bloodfiend Outus. Ay, jeez. Oh, we got it on 190. Look at all this. Oh my god, Jill, we did it! Welcome to the stream! Oh my god! We got them all within 190. Oh my god. This is what I have left for well purchased, not counting anything else we're gonna build up. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna buy the Amiya announcer. Yeah, I'm gonna buy that later. I forgot about that, actually. Thank you for reminding me. Let me just check where it is. Where is it supposed to be? Oh, there. I'm stupid. Oh, do I have enough paid lunacy? Seriously. I got everybody, Jill. I got everybody in 190. I got everybody in 190. I'm 300 paid lunacy short. Damn it. Oh my god. But yeah, I'll get it before the next stream because we're not finishing the story in one stream. I don't know what team I should use. Oh my god. Xichun, why is your thing here? You had your time. Oh my god. Hello to Hermit Gamer, welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, that's right, we got what team? Rupture? Okay, we'll go Rupture. It makes sense because Rupture uses everybody here. Alright. Ego. It's a shame we don't get Doctor as the passive. I have thread for days. It's okay. I have thread for days. I'm a day one player, so thread is not an issue. 2 out of 3 are burn and the other 2 are singing. All right. did I do it wrong? Let's see. Yep. Ego. Either sinking or rupture? I'll go rupture. Rupture team actually get to use these characters. Like Faust, Gregor, Honglu. The only one who's not on this team is Ishmael, I think. Oh no, wait, no, of course, what am I saying? Ishmael is. Because Xichun Ishmael. So yeah, all 4 characters are actually used in this team. Oh yeah, that's right, I don't have it yet. Okay, Gregor. Gregor finally has another Wa. I've actually been using, like, Gregor's Wa, his original one, the frickin' Jesus Gregor, is actually clutch, but only for Blood Fiend. It's actually really good when you're doing Blood Fiend. Like in Mirror Dungeon, like when you're using Blood Fiend team, it does help a lot. You do not sleep on it, but that's the only time you're ever going to use it. And that because of the way it works. It's like really great healing. All right, what is the cost? Are you serious? That's all that it costs? What the fuck? Oh my god. That is the cheapest Wa. Holy shit. 1 fewer up. Oh my god. Only, and for the first time, it's unclashable. Jeez. Oh my god. Man in Scabbard. You gain aggro, of course, because it's 1R. Jeez. But that's okay, because a lot of Gregor's stuff is... He's usually a tank, so it's fine. At 40 mana, Scabbard becomes clashable. Cannot be staggered from taking damage and gains clash power plus 20. Oh my god. So he becomes a god, basically. Jesus Christ. And Burn and Tremor. Yeah, Gregor is on Burn team now, so that tracks. That's definitely usable. Oh my god, you guys. I was so nervous going in with 270 pulls, but we got it. Now I have what? It's less than 100. I have like what, 90 pulls, I think, or something like, I don't know. But oh my god. Let's go. Let's get this started. I want to see the story. Alright. Rebellion de las Masas. Look at this animated Dante. I love this. Kim Ji-hoon wants that anime so badly, and I want him to have it. LCPC. Wow, we're starting with a fight already. Let's go. Oh. Oh. No Faust. Huh, okay. Alright, thank you so much, the Herman Gamer.
준비한 대로만 하면.
I was exploring a Lobotomy Corporation branch when my consciousness sinks into the depths. The sense of cognition, itself a concept without form, floats into the shadow of an ever-widening river, swept up in its currents to nowhere. When we ran into an abnormality. But Saudi told us that Hongyuan's Lobotomy Corp branch. Ah, okay, so we are still in Hongyuan. Okay, so this is when it is not like taking place during Ishmael's Kanto. Should be free of any abnormalities. The abnormality which appeared out of nowhere was more otherworldly than any we'd encountered so far in our journey, and we are still waiting in fucking Hongyuan. Deep blue. It was fathomlessly blue, and seemed to have a pull that endlessly drew us into itself. Just as I was able to recall this abnormality, a myriad of sceneries and a flood of incalculable thoughts crashed into my mind like wild waves before ebbing away from its shores. I was already lost in a drift somewhere within my own consciousness when I realized this. Just how long am I going to be adrift? The sensation of my own consciousness floating away is quite the unfamiliar one. I floated about in that strange state for a while. Hey, Amiya, I see those ears. An unfamiliar voice seizes my aimlessly drifting consciousness. Are you Dante? The fog of my vision clears as the voice breaks through the waves, and a concerned expression comes into view. Yes, I am. What a relief. Gregor, I think Dante has come too! So, who are... I was about to ask further questions to the stranger with particularly long animal-like ears, but... I felt the drowsiness coursing back with these terrifying memories of the dream, rendering me unable to speak. I have to get a hold of myself. After an indeterminate amount of time had passed, I barely managed to wake myself from slumber to get a grasp of my surroundings. Oh my god, it's so cool! Seeing them in a different style like this. I barely managed to wake myself from slumber to get a grasp of my surroundings, only to find myself surrounded by more unfamiliarities. There was that stranger from earlier, sitting atop a rock and silently taking in the sights. A young girl who probably saved my life. It's Costa Amiya. This is what she was wearing in most of chapter 15, so it tracks. Wait, so were those animal ears after all? Okay, that's not important right now. I have to prioritize figuring out just where in the world I ended up in. So, where? We're standing by the Iberian coastline. How are you feeling? A little out of it, but I'm okay otherwise. Iberia, huh? Yes, we're in Iberia. Well, given that we're next to an ocean, maybe I drifted all the way to U-Corp's Great Lake? Iberia was an unfamiliar name, but that was all I had to go on, given that the city was still full of more unknowns than knowns to me. I radioed your colleagues when you briefly woke up earlier. They'll be here any minute. Yep, we're doing the Seaborn. I see. Wait, my colleagues? You must have run into the sinner then? The fog of my mind immediately cleared as soon as I realized that the sinners were all nowhere to be seen. Sinners? I think so. I ran into them earlier. They were looking all over the place for someone with a clock for their head. It was a pretty unique description, so I could tell right away that you were the person they were looking for. So this clockhead does come in handy.
Manager bud! Dante!
I'd woken up in an unfamiliar place to an unfamiliar face. In the midst of all this all-around sense of displacement, the faces that appeared before me were certainly a sight for sore eyes. Yeah, Amiya, because of Amiya's powers, she could definitely understand Dante. Because Amiya can read, she has super empathy, so she can read people's emotions to the point where she knows she can basically read people's minds. That's in simple terms of what she can do. Gregor! Hung Lu!
Miss Rabbit here told me she found you unconscious by the ocean, and whew, I came as fast as I could, and oh boy, I was worried that something bad might have happened. Glad to see you're doing fine.
Were you lost at sea?
I don't know. Well, I do think I'm fine, though. I guess not having any way to drink water is finally come in handy. Oh, cool. See, I can explain Arknights lore to y'all. Whoever doesn't play it or is unfamiliar.
You should go get that checked out just in case. Wait, your head's waterproof, right?
It's funny because Iberia has its own... Iberia is obviously based on Spain. And it has, there's a Don Quixote in Arknights. So, oh my god, it would be hilarious if she actually met him.
Wait, your head's waterproof, right?
Gregor takes a moment to steady his breathing, then mutters a casual quip as he lights a cigarette. Well, he doesn't seem that concerned. Maybe we're not actually in that much danger. So, what happened? Where are we?
Do you remember entering that lobotomy corp branch Xichun told us about?
Yeah. Yeah, we ran into a new abnormality and
got sucked into it before we even had the chance to do anything.
Oh man, I really thought that was it for us. Especially with you getting sucked in there too, Manager Bud. But when we came to, despite waking up with our faces down in some ditch, they were all fine without a scratch. Though there was quite a mess when we realized you'd gone missing.
We wanted to search for you immediately, but it took a while before we got a better bearing of where we were.
So we're not at U-Corp's Great Lake?
Some of us considered that to be a distinct possibility, but it's unlikely. Ishmael was really certain that we were not in District 21.
She did concede that we might be in an unknown area within the Great Lake of the outskirts, but that doesn't seem likely either, given what the rabbit-eared lady there said.
The outskirts region of the Great Lake. I've met all kinds of people from all over Terra, but I've never met anyone who referred to the Iberian Sea that way. Terra? Iberia? As I found myself puzzled by these unfamiliar terms, a very obvious question suddenly struck me. Speaking of which, who are you?
Ah, really? You fellas haven't introduced yourself to each other yet?
It's just that it's all just a lot to take in.
Oh, it's understandable. You did just wake up from a pretty harrowing experience. She's, Actually, would you like to do the honors yourself?
I'm Amia, the leader of Rhodes Island. Please, just call me Amia.
I'm Dante, manager at Limbus Company. I know I'm late, but thanks for saving my bacon.
It seems it's Rodeo Island. It seems this Rodeo Island is a pretty big corporation, but
Yeah, Amia can understand Dante because her powers. Yeah. Yeah. Arknights lore, her powers would let her do that. Gregor trails off ominously and scratches his head before continuing with some mild trepidation.
this young lady with the rabbit ears doesn't know what the head is at all.
As far as I know, there aren't any organizations in Terra with the same characteristics as the one Mr. Gregor explained. At least not with a name like the head. Also, sorry, it's Rhodes Island, not Rodeo.
Sorry. Gregor's kind of bad with names. I wonder when they're going to realize that Amia can understand Dante. So, what you're saying is that we're not in the city anymore?
It'd be weird for any higher up at these huge corporations to know less about the head than we do, let alone be completely clueless about it.
Well, maybe we've tumbled into a previously undiscovered zone of the outskirts or the ruins. Probably.
Or maybe we've really found ourselves in a completely different world. It's an isekai, Dante.
If their conjecture is correct, we're in way bigger trouble than I thought. Oh god, yeah, Faust, I do not think we'll be able to connect to the Gesellschaft. I don't think she gets Wi-Fi. She'll get Wi-Fi here. This wasn't like the time we accidentally stranded ourselves in the outskirts via a door in the corridor. Amia stared at me with some concern as though she felt my distress.
I think I can draw a connection to something else that's happening here.
Really?
Yes. Recently, anomalous signs and events have been occurring in Iberia, ever since a mysterious dimensional door appeared at sea. And it's been said that this dimensional door is connected to something very, very distant, to something we've never observed before, so...
Seems reasonable theories that this dimensional door is how we managed to cross over to this world. Yeah, Amia should be familiar. Like this has happened like 3 times before. I really would have appreciated Faust's input. Where'd all the other sinners go anyway?
A bit late on the uptake to be gawking around for the other sinners now, don't you think?
They're at a settlement near here, where they're all helping out with various odds and ends of the village, while taking turns searching for Dante, of course.
You know, I never thought about how difficult it would be to search for someone when we're like fish out of water too. Man, barely even got a wink of sleep since yesterday.
I just realized they might, Gregor might be, oh, hello, Gal, looking at the stream, by the way. I wonder if they would think he's a sarcasm. They might think he's either infected or a sarcasm or both. Everyone's got to be really tired then. So just you two out here for now?
No, Ishmael and Yisang are on the other half of the search party, and we just happen to be the last group in the rotation. They must be searching elsewhere to find you, Manager Bata.
We got the news early thanks to Amia's comms gear, but the other team didn't.
Sarkaz is a race in Arknights.
Yeah, we got lucky. The other team, well, we don't know. We don't have any way to get in touch with them, so They'll probably continue their search until their shift is done.
Oh, are we talking about that village you mentioned earlier?
Uh-huh. Right, you've not been there yet, huh? I guess it's a bit off the beaten path.
Well, we're gonna have to rendezvous with the other sinners anyway, so let's head to the village for now. Something seemed to pique Amiya's interest as she fell into a contemplative silence before carefully speaking up. I would like to accompany you there.
Sure, I don't see why not. You helped us find Manager Bud, and more importantly, you seem to know a lot more about this place than we do.
I don't actually know Iberia that well either, but I should be able to be some help. They've closed their borders and have practically locked out any foreign influences from affecting them, but I did get a briefing before the mission.
Closed borders, huh? And how did you get in, Miss Amiya?
We followed Dr. Kals's directions and legally crossed the country border.
Legally?
Oh, does that mean you crossed the border without obtaining any permission, Amiya?
We had to cross the border somehow in order to investigate how and why the dimensional door came to be.
Okay, so this is before chapter 15. Arknights wise. I'm not going to spoil why. Just know that it definitely is.
Huh.
Is it normal for pharmaceutical companies to be doing that?
Large pharmaceutical companies often dispatch their agents for missions.
Yes. Rhodes Island is, in its essence, a pharmaceutical company researching treatments for people infected with erypathy. But we also work to prevent and assist in the management of various situations that can occur in high-risk areas.
High-risk areas, huh?
Wait, what about your companions? I thought you came all the way here on your own.
That's, we were forced to split up due to certain forces that were in pursuit. Wait, stop!
Amiya's ears twitched. She came to a stop, began scanning the surrounding area. Then,
There!
as we stood about confused, Amiya, noticing something, pointed toward the seashore hidden behind large and cragged rock formations. What are we supposed to... Huh? Hey, Scotty! There we saw someone wielding a lengthy greatsword. We get to see her in Limbus style, too. Bickering with two familiar faces. Again. Move. You're in the way.
You needn't worry as you do. We have had ample experience battling monsters who are much like them.
Listen, I'm not worried. It's... Come on. Better have 3 fighters than 1, right? Besides, you're the first person we ran into out here, so, I got a lot of questions to ask. Yeah, Scotty is an abyssal hunter, which is literally just a bloodborne hunter. For those not familiar with Arknights, the abyssal hunters are literally just bloodborne. They're hunters from Bloodborne. If you want to know.
You song, Ishmael!
Dante, you're unharmed.
And here I was getting ready for a 3 days long siege. What a relief. We're all really worried that we might never be able to find you.
Woohoo! We managed to find them thanks to help from Miss Amiya here.
Amiya.
Are you two acquainted?
Not a good time for a reunion. It can wait until after we take out the sea monsters.
Scotty, are those organisms the Seaborns Dr. Kalch mentioned?
Oh! This is taking place... Okay, this is taking place way before. I see. Okay. Yeah, this is taking place before, yeah, Amiya doesn't even know about the Seaborn. Yeah. So yeah, this is, yeah, this is taking place, before the Seaborn, the whole arc. Oh, Amiya, you're in for a lot.
They're sea terrors, to be specific. The less sophisticated ones among them. And they're probably here for me. Sea terrors?
I hear the sticky noise of something viscous slithering against the rocks. Oh boy, get ready for a ton of evasion coins. Evasion and paralysis. Oh boy. The enemy everyone loves fighting in Arknights. When I turned to face the origin of the unsettling noise, I felt the heavy wet scent of brine. At the end of my gaze awaits strange monsters. Unlike distortions, unlike abnormalities, unlike anything I'd ever seen. It is as the sea. The sea itself is encroaching on the land. Huh. I was almost certain we weren't at the Great Lake, but I'm not so sure anymore. This is very, very familiar. Her experiences with the thick scent of brine at the Great Lake must have put her in a wary mood. As Ishmael seemed to be a lot more apprehensive about these monsters than anyone else. Yeah, it's before Under Tides. Yeah. It's after Grani's treasure, but before Under Tides. Yeah.
Do you think those creatures could be whales or mermaids?
I don't know. The Great Lake and the outskirts are full of unexplored mysteries, after all.
Dante, what do your senses say?
Well, I can't have the ego for Ishmael. I need to gain points in the event.
It's unclear. I'd say that the closest companion I could make is with the whales, but comparison I can make is with the whales, but even that's not conclusive.
Huh.
More enemies on the horizon. We should prepare for battle.
Doesn't seem like we can talk things out with them, though. So let's take them out! Alright, let's see. Oh wow, okay, I'm glad we have the Amiya announcer. Hold on, I need to fix one thing.
내가 아시의 이상을 함께 줬던 호위 이상이요.
Alright. Oh, it's okay, it's not a
일기당천 말로 받았나 도려내 물론고 꺾이고 제쳐라
yeah, that is literally her Arknights art, yeah. Essentially, since they drew a sprite for her here. Oh yes, oh no, they're sinking! Oh god! Of course, they're fucking, yep, nervous impairment right there. Oh god. At 30 stack becomes staggered, oh shit. Oh my god, they made them just as annoying. They made them just as annoying. Oh god. Oh yeah, no, these aren't the evasion type, so. Oh my god.
시간 끌 것 없이
고작 이 정도 탕면은 너무 키울 수도 없겠구나. 자, 시비수에게 주겠지. 잘 생각해보라고.
If you're at a certain point in the main story, the event auto puts you in hard mode. So are we in hard mode right now? I can't tell. Yeah, we're not gonna get a read on for this. Yeah. So I guess that means twice as much lunacy, I guess.
저 해충들에게 보여내.
From stage clears.
텐데. 사여. 길을 열어. 넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나. 넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 예상이 됐나봐.
Oh, thanks, Amiya. Elite operators, eh? That's pretty cool. Ah, jeez.
자,
I wish we actually got more of them. Cool.
넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나. 넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나. 깔끔하게 물었군.
Mission accomplished.
All remaining enemies have retreated to the sea. Good work, everyone.
Whew. Didn't think I'd have to deal with anything remotely like this outside the Great Lake.
You can say that again. It would have taken us the whole day if that Scotty character didn't occupy the other half while Mr. Rabbit helped us from a distance.
We got the mission accomplished, yep. Oh my god.
As we were catching our breath after the battle, I heard a brief hum. When I turned to look at its source, I saw Scotty glaring at me with palpable alarm. Strange people who transform.
Yeah, and this is before all of Scotty's character development and stuff. And this is, I think, when she doesn't even know any of the other Abyssal Hunters are alive, aside from Spectre, Laurentina. Yeah, this is part of it when she thinks she's the last Abyssal Hunter.
And a head of clock.
I guess they're both technically true.
Well, it's nothing more than a theory at this point. I think they have a lot to do with the dimensional door we're supposed to be investigating.
Nice to meet you, I guess? So yeah, more Arknights lore. Scotty has an eldritch god sleeping inside of her. That she supposedly killed, but it's inside of her, and if she ever loses control to it, it will take her over. And the Seaborn refer to her as this god if they ever meet her, called Isharmala. So yeah, that's a whole conflict with her character.
I only hear a ticking clock.
Yeah, just a very minor incident, Doris. Yeah, nothing too major. Just a tad. Nothing on like just you know, just on the scale of a single universe. That's all.
Ooh, that's because only us sinners can hear Dante's voice.
Oh, we're finally gonna talk about this.
Huh?
We're finally gonna they're finally realizing that Amiya can understand Dante.
What's up?
No, I'm just wondering how Miss Amiya can seemingly understand Dante.
Yeah. What's going on here? Huh? Yeah, it completely flew over my head that I didn't even question how weird this is.
Their voice sounds like a ticking clock to me, too. But I don't know. It's almost like I can sense what they're trying to say, what kind of emotion they're trying to convey.
Her explanation reminded me of the Blue Boy and Sinclair's past, but I didn't quite feel the uncanny sensation for Amiya that I felt from them. So she can read me, kind of like how Virgilius can, I guess? Yep, but on a much deeper level. Oh yeah, oh god, that's right. They would try to recruit Amiya into Blue Man Group. Oh god.
Well, I don't think it's a bad thing.
That's true. She can also, yeah, because of her emotion reading, she can also tell when people are lying all the time. You can't lie to Amiya, yeah.
That's true. It's been a bit of a hassle to always need Faust to Honglu to translate for you, Dante. I'd like to know exactly how she can understand Dante, but I don't think we got the luxury of time to sit down and, you know, hear a whole lore explanation for Arknights and figure this out. So, are we heading back?
Sounds like a plan. It's not like we know anywhere else to go, right? Oh, and Miss Rabbit here will be tagging along too.
She said she'd help us find her way back. I'm glad to be working with you two also, Miss Ishmael, Mr. Honglu.
Took the words right out of my mouth. You already helped us plenty, and you clearly know a lot more about this place than we do.
The journey is long. Perhaps embarking on it ere the sun's fall would be wise.
How long's the journey?
No idea. It's not like we have a clock with us. A clock that can tell time. I do know that it's not very far, though. We just need to walk along the coastline for a bit.
Scotty quietly points in my direction.
Oh, Dante can't tell us the time because they're not on time.
Then why the clock head?
I didn't exactly choose to get myself a clock-shaped head. I looked away from Scotty's inquisitive eyes, which were quite solidly fixed on my head.
The coasts of Iberia are hardly good places for people to live. Those things can go anywhere in this world, but they thrive at places that meet the ocean. So how did people manage to build a village at a place like this?
The monsters are called seaborns, or sea terrors, yes? While it is true they pose certain difficulties, they were hardly the kind of monsters with the strength to bring scourge and drive out the local populace.
Don't judge them based on that brief skirmish.
She's just telling us to be on our guard. All right?
Scotty can be a bit curt, but she's not a bad person.
I don't think she said anything wrong. Nothing rules out the existence of stronger variants of these creatures being out there. Scotty's concern only served to fan my curiosity, but something about her expression communicated that I probably shouldn't pry, so I quietly quickened my pace as we walked to the village.
또 한 줄 길을 남겼군. 핏물진 길일 뿐이지만.
Yep, we got double the lunacy hard
세월이
mode.
지나면 홍어는 그제야 알게 되겠지. 이 홍로가
Yeah, the stages are like Arknights. And it was the Arknights victory music. Oh my god. Okay, now it's a story node. Let's go. Village of the Dead Lighthouse. This is Gran Faro again, eh? This is not Gran Faro, it's a different village.
This hardly looks like a village. It's more of the ruins of one, isn't it? It doesn't seem like they've done any proper upkeep to this place. Not in a while, at least. They're really here, living together.
Strange buildings tell stories of former prosperity from bygone era. The golden age will return again. Our steps leave no footprints on the wet, muddy ground. On it, I see a running sign marked with the name Faro Mureto. The Dead Lighthouse, damn. Lighthouse of Death. Everywhere I look at this village, I see evidence of long, silent abandonment. We don't see these kind of abandoned looking ruins often in the city either.
Well, yeah, there's always someone or something out there waiting to capitalize on that free real estate. Be it a syndicate or a corporation, and fix it up. Better than this, at least.
So where are the sinners?
Ah, there's a clearing down there where...
We were entrapped betwixt a joint of great ships, narrowing winds against our sail!
Oh,
And that is when young Ishmael boomed! Her command most resonant!
Say no more. I didn't even have to try to search for them. That unmistakably sonorous and familiar voice echoing triumphantly between the empty buildings. That's Don Quixote's voice when she's sharing her adventurous tales. There she was, standing atop a low podium like an actor on stage, regaling a group of people in rags with tales of our adventures like a traveling thespian.
Answers, ye gods! Oarsmen! 'Tis the moment I, Ishmael, the first mate of vessel Mephistopheles, shall never...
Stop! Hold on. Whoa. Just what the hell do you think you're doing?
Young Ishmael! Oh man, my mouth, for I was just about to regale them with the most fantastic tale of adventures at the Gritler! Manager Esquire! Verily, thou hast returned with Manager Esquire safely in tow!
What? They found Clockhead?
a burning clock for a head.
When I was a child, I heard a story about a legendary Sarkaz with a flaming head. Ah, that guy.
Why would someone like that visit our humble village?
While their exterior may carry elements that inspire fear in some, there is no cause for alarm.
Yeah, they might look like that, but they're Dante, her manager, and the rest are...
Oh, hello.
I'm sorry. Who are you two? They're two very nice people who helped us find Dante. This is Miss Ami, a leader of Rhodes Island. And this is Miss Scotty, their operator. They'll be coming along with us for a little while.
With us?
We believe that the dimensional door, which we at Rhodes Island are investigating, has something to do with why you suddenly woke up here in Iberia.
As Amia was bringing the sinners up to speed. The villagers who were staring at us curiously approached us. Did our conversation manage to convince them that we're not a threat? I sure hope so. You're friends of our saviors. Saviors?
Verily, it is quite the grand title! Yes, that is indeed the word by which we are addressed!
To be more precise, by saviors, they're referring only to Faust and Nautis.
Faust gave me a light nod when we made eye contact, but I could tell that her lips were drawing a very, very subtle smiling arc. So, I'm guessing something did happen?
They were quite mistrustful upon our initial arrival.
Oh shit! Who are you?
What business do outsiders have here?
Hello, Kinzo.
What if they're from the Inquisition? Oh no, what do we do? After all we went through to get here.
Calm yourselves, everyone. None of them are carrying what appears to be the scriptures or lamps. Let's first try to see who they are.
He's got elf here, so he's an Ager. Yeah, he's an Ager, I bet, yeah.
Man, I don't think they're going to trust us anytime soon.
They're all old curmudgeons. Less STNC than PTSD.
You can't do that, Ryoshu! We can't pillage their storage depots. Looks like you already have it hard enough as it is.
Yep, the Inquisition is the government in Iberia. Oh yeah, Sinclair is not gonna like that. Yeah, for better or for worse. There's some good ones and a lot of bad ones.
I don't think STNC is a good way to get started either.
Should we have just to find help elsewhere? And just look at how thin their arms are. I don't think they're in any shape to help us out.
Perhaps we could inquire as to our whereabouts ere we are to decide our lodging. Well, the landscape is certainly reminiscent of you, Corpse.
But I don't recall seeing a line about any place that looks like this. Though I can't say I've been to every corner of U-Corp.
Ah, yes, Xichun. What business do outsiders have here?
Hello, G Coleslaw. Welcome to the stream. I absolutely do. If you 100%ed, Limbus is very, very, very new player friendly. Is very friendly. You can play without spending any money in Limbus. Yeah. If you just want to play the story, you totally can.
Their fingers are tightening around the grips of their weapons. Prolonged silence will most likely turn this into a hostile encounter.
We can't have that! Hi, we're from Limbus Company. We're...
Fixers of Justice!
Yeah, that. Fixes a Oh, don't you know how to keep it down? Fixers.
That over there. It's a ship blueprint, isn't it? Are you looking to repair a vessel by any chance? All these construction materials seem to suggest so. Chief.
This does not concern you. It's not something a mere outsider can understand.
I'm curious. I've never seen an energy source like this before. Have you run the test to rule out any stability issues?
It seems to power the heat exchanger via some method comparable to the utilization of fusion energy. Have you any thoughts on this, Miss Faust?
Ah, they're talking tech.
The general design structure is somewhat old-fashioned, but there certainly are inspired parts to this design, particularly with the usage of the core energy source. While its stability would need to be further studied, this technology seems to be incredibly energy efficient.
Oh my god, when you learn like how energy efficient Originium actually is. It's crazy because Originium is just like it's the heat that it's used to power shit is literally residual computational energy. Its actual purpose is so much more. Oh my god. It's insane that the fact that the civilizations of Terra can use it as basically a substitute for oil or coal or things like that was never its original use. It's insane that the fact that it produces energy is like just a byproduct.
You identified all that by merely glancing at this blueprint.
You must be the village chief, then? If so, I have a proposition for you.
In return for assisting in their ship repair, we will promise a ride on their vessel. Miss Faust has theorized that perhaps by going out to sea, we may be able to find a way to return to whence we came.
Does that mean we can find a way back somewhere out there in the sea?
Nothing is certain yet, Dante. At this moment, we are working based on a hunch.
Oh my god, oh my god. Could it actually do that? That's crazy if that's actually true, Hoshi. A hunch? Sensing the implicit omen in her choice of words, I slowly turned around to look at Faust, who nodded solemnly in response. If we're really in a different world, even her Gesellschaft has to be. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Can she not access it? Oh, she... Huh.
No issues were encountered in the repair process.
Faust smiles faintly as she looks around, and she pulls me in by my hams. She whispers in a low voice.
My connection to Gesellschaft is currently operating at a suboptimal level, Dante.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I see. It is meant to work on a multiversal level, but this is a far off multiverse. I see. So it's still connected at least?
Indeed, it is. However, even exchanges of simple information are taking up to dozens of hours by current calculation.
We are far, far away. Is this a warp train situation? Because we're in a different dimension?
The cause should be identical. We have been connected to an unidentified, unpredictable dimension. However, Faust is aware that the pathway to our original dimension is yet to close this time, unlike the situation back aboard the warp train.
Oh, okay, that's why. That's why. Oh, thank you so much, Shikolsa. Yeah, the Gesellschaft is on dial-up. I see, because the portal is still open. I see.
So to get back where we came from. Indeed. Traveling through the pathway is the most feasible solution.
And from that you came up with the whole plan to repair the ship and sail out to the sea?
Yes, well, I am also a genius after all.
Ah, there's the Faust. Oh my god.
Amia conjectures that we probably came through a dimensional door of sorts. Looks like that dimensional door might be what Faust is looking for. With high likelihood, yes. At least there's a way back. I find myself calming down a little.
Ooh, speaking of which, when do you think you can wrap up the repair job?
As fortune should have it, a majority of the most time-consuming parts of the repair have already been completed by the locals. It shouldn't take us more than a day or two to get its core parts shipshape again, Executive Manager.
We'll be staying here a few more days then. How did you manage last night?
Well, like I said earlier, we've been keeping ourselves busy looking for you this whole time. We took turns helping with the repairs and resting, but I doubt any of us got the proper night's rest.
Still, we weren't cold thanks to the villagers who kept the fire going for us all night.
Not to mention how they helped us a ton with that local map they drew us. Oh, also, she handed us this earlier. What's it for? Looks like a sack to collect water. Give it here, I know how to get that installed.
It must be to repay Miss Faust and Miss Altus's efforts at repairing their ship, yet the service they provide us is certainly quite generous, even when taking the transactional nature into account.
They're really giving us the best treatment they can, huh?
As for food, We've managed to fill ourselves with some cookies and bread Baochai keeps in our pockets.
Damn, that's a lot.
Didn't want to eat into their food supply when they're already pretty tight, you know?
Yep, that's a good idea. That's definitely a good idea. I'm thinking that. She carries enough cookies and bread for 12 people?
They did offer us some nosh, as dried fish things, but we refused. Oh, it's about taking food from the needy.
That is a very, very smart decision, Heathcliff. Very, very smart decision. The most terrifying aspect of the Seaborn. Yeah, Scotty knows what's up.
No need to concern yourself so much with our hospitality. You have done more than enough to earn your keep.
I turned around to look at the source of that low rumbling voice and saw an old man in an outfit that seemed to distinguish itself among the other villagers.
Basically, the Seaborn are not like regular fish. You can't eat them. If you eat them too much, you slowly start to assimilate because that's how the Seaborn operate. They eat things and absorb their properties. And if you eat too much Seaborn, then you start turning into one as well. So yeah, that's not, you do not want to, like, they can't even be used as food. Unless you're the Dungeon Meshi crew, yeah. Well, you'll probably find that out as the story goes, Gal. I'm not going to spoil that.
And there you are, Chief. Is there a place for us to stay the night?
We do have places to shelter from the misty humidity, at the very least. There is an empty building there, so feel free to occupy it for the night.
Oh, are you sure? I mean, I don't mind sleeping in the streets myself.
Hey, speak for yourself. I've been looking forward to sleeping with a roof over my head since like yesterday. You'll catch cold sleeping in the elements in this environment. Which is fine by me for the rest of you. We cannot afford to have the executive manager or honored guests suffer that fate. Honored guests? Ha! I heard what happened when the four were left in search of the executive manager. First, I would like to begin by imparting my infinite gratitude to you for finding and rescuing the executive manager. I hear that you are a leader at a pharmaceutical company. This acquaintance will certainly come in handy, in case our stay becomes significantly prolonged. Ha ha!
Oh my god.
I'm just surprised by your boldness to say something so materialistic when they're standing right there. Can I stay in your village too, Chief?
Village chief took a brief glance at the hams by her right wrist, and then nodded.
Welcome to Faramweto. You are welcome to stay for as long as you want. And please, do let me know if you find yourselves without food.
Oh god. Oh, you bastard. Oh, he's 100% the bad guy.
Our food supply may be tight indeed, but we have enough to share with those who help repair the vessel.
Her wrist is likely showing her infection. Ooh, you better not go back again one like there. I wonder what kind of local delicacies await. Dried fish like they were eating earlier, maybe?
Hey, Chief.
What is it?
Just how are you surviving out here? By the sea?
Perhaps the question of how we're surviving may be somewhat misdirected. We're only pursuing every possible avenue because we must survive.
The chief responds to Scotty's perceived hostility with a hearty smile. After leaving some firewood for the night, he left. I'm going. Can't learn much more from here.
Huh. You going somewhere at this hour?
Scotty, does this have something to do with the coast? I remember what you said before we got to the village. Something about how coasts are hardly good places to live in.
Dante wants to know if this has something to do with the coast.
You. Do you understand the Ager language?
Ager language? No? Dante, Scotty just spoke in Igerian.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't understand a word of Scotty and the chief's conversation because I don't speak Igerian.
Ah, interesting. That's not something we knew about Dante. Wow, we're getting new Limbus lore here. It may only be that there were enough lexical similarity between one of the city's languages and this language Scotty spoke in for them to comprehend the meaning. Weird coincidence. Anyway, I have some things to look into. Something you're all too slow to see.
You still have to tell us about it later.
Yep, this is when Scotty distrusts. Yeah, this is before the whole arc, when Scotty distrusted everybody.
Please remember you're not on a solo mission, Scotty. This is a team effort from Rhodes Island.
Will do. Scotty nodded lightly before leaping off into the night, out of our sights. I'm kind of worried.
She's not the best with people, but she's also pretty thoughtful. She'll be okay. Should we head inside? The sun's starting to set already.
Oh, yeah. We can probably just pick an unlit building and stay the night there, right? Trying our best to ignore the mood that was starting to turn awkward. We made our way into a nearby unoccupied building. Yeah, this is the only time the story could really feasibly take place because, oh my god, is that still Tiffer and Novice right there? Oh, well, it's a mini version of it. It looks very similar. It looks similar. Terra. We walked past a few narrow buildings and remnants of narrow buildings before we came across a hall large enough to house all 15 or so of us.
Okay, now we're ready. With the curtains on the window removed, spoke as an exit.
Whew! I thought we were like doomed to shelter ourselves to sleep with the soaking wet firewood and all. I had no idea that would work.
We just have to get a small fire going underneath it until the wood dries up and catches fire. The downside being all this smoke.
It's clear that she has some field experience, unlike some fools I know.
I shan't sit here and let her carry the burden of labor alone. Bequeath upon me thine ingredients, young Rodion, for I shall conjure thee a pot of special fixer soup. You're making soup with cookies and jelly?
No! No, 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 no. You are not getting anywhere near the kitchen again. Not after what you cooked up last time.
Well, I must admit to a certain level of interest. As many of our fellows viscera are oft racked with intense agony upon ingesting dishes of your making, perhaps it would be wiser that we save the occasion for a safer environment.
Oh god. Right. Don't you remember? We agreed to leave cooking tomorrow out there if we're ever in a situation like this, remember? Did we?
See, I think it's become sort of an unspoken rule after everything that happened. Remember back during last year's cooking contest at K-Corp? They were the only two people who managed to get remotely positive reviews.
Hey!
Ah, does that mean we'll get to try Aldous' cooking once again? Denied. We still have plenty of high-calorie foods like cookies and jellies here. I find no reason to do something so inefficient.
I'm glad to see everyone's still energetic, given the circumstances. It can't be easy to suddenly wake up in an unfamiliar environment.
Well, we're all quite used to getting thrown into unfamiliar places. Speaking of which, did you manage to reach your colleagues, Samia? She shook her head, concerned.
They might have lost their comms devices, or maybe they ran into some other trouble.
Could they be in danger?
I don't know, but I'm sure they're okay. The doctor, Dr. Calcet, they're both more than capable enough to look after themselves.
Long have this curiosity lingered within me, thus allow me to inquire. Corporations are by their nature organizations in pursuit of profit. Yet the activities of your corporation resemble those of a charity organization, as opposed to a pharmaceutical company. Is there aught that might explicate this blurred distinction?
You're gonna tell us about the history of Rhodes Island, how it started? Here we go.
I wanted to know that too. How come a pharmaceutical company like Rhodes Island helping people?
How? That's a long story. Something about what Hong Lu said brings back unpleasant memories. The horrible experiments seen through the cascade of flowing tears in the face of suffering that only Dante remembers. The embodiment of greed that left a terrible wound in Hong Lu's fathoms. I love all of this fucking continuity. Oh my god. I love it. I love it so much. Pharmaceutical companies I've seen in my journey were corporations that, despite possessing the capacity to heal, chose to obsess over the profit it can provide. I almost wish that Xichun came along with us here. But she's had a lot of attention. Jeez.
There are many in Terra who are suffering from a disease. The disease crystallizes you. It spreads deeper and deeper into the infected's internal organs, eventually culminating in their death. It's called neuropathy.
Amia showed me the back of her right hand, dotted by what appeared to be obsidian crystallizations. Its appearance reminded me of the Baochai ones from the back streets, but there was something more to it. Something more restless, more sinister. Oh my god! I just had a thought. What if Dante is able to get in contact with Priestess through the Originium? Oh my god. Oh boy. That would be really interesting.
It's a terrible, painful disease, but there haven't been any recorded cases of full recovery. But there is an even worse problem. Pray tell, what could possibly be worse than an uncurable and deadly disease? While it varies region by region, discrimination against the infected is widespread across Terra.
Those who suffer from it must face unfair treatment.
Yisang began with a dark expression. Some are quarantined in places with terrible inhumane conditions. And there have been massacres too.
I don't mean to be callous, but is this eripathy highly contagious?
No. There have not been any recorded cases of infection by contact, as long as the subjects are alive. But when the infected dies, the crystal growths in their body decay and turn into dust, scattering, which is what spreads the plague.
Then, barring environments like active battlefields where casualties are to be expected, staying within close proximity to the infected in daily life seems to pose hardly any risk.
So what's the problem then?
Because governments need scapegoats to blame all their failings on.
They're already past the point of caring about what the problem is. Once people start feeling iffy, all logic goes out the window.
Then Rhodes Island's goal has to be... Yes, it is important to develop a cure for eripathy, but... I think what really matters is that we change the circumstances for the better for the infected.
That's not going to be an easy endeavor. Oh, Hong Lu can relate to that. Though, that is what gives your effort more meaning. I hope you can achieve that goal, Lamia. I really do.
This city, this world, we both live in worlds full of surprises, don't we?
What kind of world did you come from? This city.
What kind of place is the city anyway? The kind of place with too many pointless rules. The kind of place where the moment you think, isn't this too much, you see something even worse. Try as I might, I couldn't think of a single positive thing about the city. The sinners seemed to be in agreement, as most of what came after was quite scathing. The kind of place where good deeds rarely ever go unpunished. Where sympathy's a good attitude to have if you like getting stabbed in the back. Nothing good ever works out there.
It's a shithole.
It's an irrational place, full of absurdities.
Absurdities in omnipresence. Therefore, it is not a subject by which one should be aggrieved.
We can at least grouse about them, though. I mean, it's the only thing we can do.
It would be more correct to experience more and acclimatize oneself to it, instead of complaining.
You did say something like that last time.
Oh wow. We're getting some kind of Merceau pre-development stuff here. Prepping for Merceau's content. Just as the mood was starting to turn rather sour, Don Quixote's shouted through the awkwardness. Verily, nary a day goeth by untarnished by villains and their fell deeds. Yet worry thee not, for where evil shall rise, so does the fingers of justice do. Don Quixote jumped from her seat and passionately shook her fist, which was followed by a heavy crack and the sound of small pebbles tumbling down. Don Quixote, watch out! Ah! Oh, hello, new character. And behind the wall she accidentally broke down, an unfamiliar visage of a villager appeared and stared back at Don Quixote. It appeared that she was eating something out of a can while reading a book. First, I thought you got to apologize first.
Last seen the tattoo Iper today.
Apologies. For I hardly expected the wall to crumble with such ease. Art thou unhurt? Any injuries? Two? Two? Retell to what?
Forget the apology. I just wanted to know what happens next. The fixers of justice rose up to do what?
Hast thou come to hear the tale of the fixers? I don't know about coming to us, given how Miss Don Quixote was the one who punched the wall down. Oh, is it too late now, or?
I don't mind waiting until you want to sleep.
Nay, not at all! 'Tis quite early hour for tales, in fact! Prithee, seat thyself here!
You ungovernable fool. Calm down. We don't even know who she is. And don't you forget to share those fixer tales over there in the corner to not disturb our sleep.
Thou makest a request most untenable of all. These tales are to be announced to the world with great gusto from the center.
Yeah, that's the best way to hear those kind of stories. But we should probably introduce ourselves to each other first. Name's Maris. I'm, how should I put this? Did you meet the village chief earlier during the day? He's my Gramps.
She seems very cute.
Oh, that nice guy. So he had the granddaughter.
Yet, I have not seen you once, Miss Mayers, under the sun.
I wonder, does he hide her? Ooh, what's gonna go on? What's gonna happen with her?
Oh my, you're right. I thought the village was completely dried of any young blood.
Like Roger said, while we didn't see mares out there, there wasn't anyone else in the village we could comfortably call young.
You're telling me Gramps is worrying over nothing and told me to stay put inside. Going on and on about the dangers that the outsiders pose and everything.
It seems that they do not give full faith to their saviors. There are things you cannot share even with whom you trust your life. Though I would like to know why.
Oh yeah, there's some Aldous foreshadowing.
My. So there are a bunch of other kids who are stuck indoors in this village?
No. There isn't anyone around my age in the village after all.
If that's the case, I guess I can understand why he'd be overprotective.
Anyways, it's our turn. We are.
Huh, I'm good. I heard enough to get an idea.
You did?
Pray, how does thou hear us? Be a listening device most secret upon our chamber?
Mirrors tapped the side of a wall, the part of it that was still standing anyway, and smiled ironically.
Bad soundproofing.
I can hear pretty much everything, Don Quixote, right? Everything Don Quixote practically sang during the day. Verily, I see.
I think you could really do with some sense of embarrassment for once.
Well, I guess that's good enough for self-introduction, so...
Care to regale me with the tale of fixers who bring justice to the evils of the city? Indubitably! Then, this shall do. I shall regale with you with the tale in which the legendary fixer, the arch-magnificent herself, the Red Mist! Oh, there we go. Oh my god.
Oh, I suppose I killed any up for a good night's kip. But don't you usually pass out within a minute of your back hitting the hay, no matter how noisy things are? What? Do you take me to some kind of hibernating bear or something? Look, even I have trouble sleeping when there's noise all over.
I'd say bear and hibernation is a pretty apt descriptor.
For all that grumbling and moaning, he dozed off before any of us did.
Aside from Heathcliff, who began snoring the moment his head touched the ground, some other sinners were fast asleep as well. Rousseau had entered sleep in his usual steadfast adherence to the routine, while Faust laid calm to one of the few available cloth sheets as soon as the close of business for the day was confirmed. The sinners who had spent the entire last night searching for me in this unfamiliar land slowly began to fall asleep as well. Meanwhile, the fixer of the wives was Xichun's first section. Though the night was no longer young, Don Quixote was still vigorously sharing the tales of adventures without even a single sign of fatigue. She is not determined to do this until sunrise, is she? Ooh. I guess it's okay since Mare seemed to be having fun. As I continued to watch the pair with some mild concern, Amia, not yet asleep, approached me. This city Miss Don Quixote speaks of seems to be teeming with fixers of justice and exhilarating tales of adventures. Did you actually experience all of them yourselves?
No, of course not. Don Quixote's stories are usually just those of other famous people.
But she's telling us with such vigor that it almost sounds like she was there herself. Ah, yep, she was.
Well, I guess if you really want to get into it, some of them might be retellings of Don Quixote's personal experiences.
Ishmael replied uncertainly, thinking back to the plays we were made to watch back in La Mancha land.
Well, I think all those stories, even though they're only partially true, just go to show what a ridiculous place it can be, eh? We wouldn't need fixers of justice to begin with if we really lived in a just world, right? A really good place to live would be quiet and peaceful without someone having to force it.
That's true. I hope there'll come a day when Rhodes Island can be a normal pharmaceutical company in the future.
Huh?
Something wrong?
No, I just thought Miss Mears and I made eye contact.
Did she overhear our conversation? I looked her direction as well. All I saw was Mears excitedly reacting to Don Quixote's tales. What happened then? Ah, what's she being all sus for? The Spake Lady Outis boldly before the soldiers who stood in our path!
Thou presumest to stand in our path! Servants of a master both unworthy! I, Outis, shall educate ye on how manner maketh!
Don Quixote was now retelling the stories of Limbus Company's adventures in Hung Yuan, and Outis, who could no longer stand Don Quixote's unintentional alterations of the story, jumped to her feet and shouted.
Damn it, what kind of nonsense are you feeding her? I never said anything like that!
Verily, certain aspects of this retelling may have been exaggerated. That's tales of adventure for you. Things are bound to get a bit dry when a story is told too realistically and as is, right?
You know, nothing, not even anything resembling a proper record or a book remained once the profound silence swept through this village.
So much lore.
So I've always had a craving for these kinds of stories. But Iberia doesn't stop Iberians from emigrating, contrary to their tight immigration control. Have you ever thought about leaving this place?
The silence is something from Arknights lore. Basically, Iberia used to be a thriving and very powerful nation, thanks to their partnership with immigrants from Ager. And they, as a result, they had a lot of really nice technology before other people did. And unfortunately, due to some other stuff, that's when also around when the Seaborn became a problem. And basically, while they were fighting the Seaborn, one of the things the Seaborn were able to do was something called the Profound Silence, which basically annihilated just about the entire Iberian coastline, so much that the government was completely inoperable, and it had to be overtaken by the Church and the Inquisition. And but what the silence was actually is that something about the Seaborn you might want to know. The Seaborn, there are intelligent ones as well. And the biggest thing that separates them, some can speak and they can communicate, but I love what the story does with them in that the Seaborn have a very important distinction between other forms of life, in that they cannot create or comprehend art. They don't understand the purpose of it, and really just don't see any need for it all. They cannot comprehend art in any way, shape, or form. And a lot of the signs that basically the Abyssal Hunters use to stop themselves from becoming Seaborn having to do with some kind of arts, like either singing or sculpture or things like that. And to the point where when Seaborn sing, then sound is literally removed. No one can hear anything. Seaborn singing is the absence of sound. And it's them gathering up all their power and basically doing a huge tsunami invasion of the Iberian coastline. And that was the Profound Silence. So yeah, I thought that was a very chilling part of the Arknights lore, is that the Seaborn singing is literally the absence of sound. Anyway, back to this story.
It's still a challenge to cross the border, especially since we're going to have to pass through larger cities that are managed by the Inquisition.
You don't seem particularly fond of this Inquisition. Why is that?
That's because this village was formed by people who grew tired of living under the Inquisition's rule and fled.
Sorry, but what kind of organization is this Inquisition?
Sinclair asked, face turning cold upon hearing the word Inquisition, and that people fled from it. Oh, yep. Yeah, the Nigel and Talmer we saw back at Kalwa aren't the kind of memories that are so easily forgotten.
According to Dr. Calcet, the Inquisition is what filled the power vacuum once Iberia fell into chaos.
Ah, here we go. Amia just explaining it right after I said it.
That its inquisitors are the rapier and lamp-wielding protectors of Iberia's cities from lawlessness.
That alone kind of makes them sound like good people, though.
Yeah, they are, but there's the Church of the Deep. The Inquisition will go to whatever lengths to deal with the incidents related to the church that worship with Seaborns. Fine! An organization that worships those monsters?
Yeah, the Inquisition basically does not care about collateral damage when going after the Church of the Deep. And that's why they're not the best. I think the leader of the Inquisition said their rate of was 50% of everyone they killed was actually guilty. It seems that cultish fanaticism is a plague wherever we go.
I feel like people with all kinds of wrong faiths and beliefs are so common.
See, the Seaborns are the ones that messed Iberia up. So following their logic, apparently it's okay for them to arrest anyone who seems even remotely connected to them. Are you saying that Iberia is like this because of the Seaborns?
And yeah, this is interesting because this is the first time. This is Amia learning about this, and in the story when we get to see Amia and Aegir, she already knows about it. So this is Amia learning about the Seaborn, which is something we didn't get to see in the actual Arknights story. So that's really cool.
Those things from earlier. I guess they were kind of troublesome to deal with, but they didn't seem that strong.
Oh, Gregor. Oh, you poor sweet summer child.
Anyways, it's just what I heard from Gramps, but the Inquisition executed many innocent people too in their crusade against the Church of the Deep. For those who proclaim to be on the side of justice, they seem quite fond of committing such villainy!
It seems like a reasonable policy decision to me. It's kind of like that, Gal, but it's much slower. It's much slower. You'd have to eat it for quite a while. It's much slower, but it definitely happens. It's much slower than the cuckoo spawn. But it must pose a clear danger to the daily lives of civilians.
Yeah, I heard I was the only survivor. Everyone in my family died.
You must have had to endure such a long period of pain. To be able to say something like that with such composure.
For Iberia, their heroes will bring the land back to its glory days. But to Gramps, they were just oppressors making his life difficult. That's why we've all come here, fleeing from the Inquisition's gaze.
She heard from her grandfather. Yeah, she was too young. I assume she was too young to remember, you know.
Yet, wherefore hast thou decided to settle in a place that is so,
Run down.
Indeed. Yeah, I know. But it's not so bad once you get used to it. Besides, we managed to find a new path thanks to you guys.
A new path?
Well, it's getting late. Will you be repairing the ship tomorrow too?
This place really has no soundproofing at all, huh?
Good talk, everyone. Hope we'll get another chance to do this tomorrow too.
After seeing Maris to her own room, the other sinners, those who were still up anyway, and I laid ourselves on the hard stone floor with only a thin layer of cloth between it and our backs.
mysterious world that is neither the city nor the outskirts. But it seemed that the lives its people led were just as difficult as they were anywhere else. Vessel masses. All right. Oh, we have a new enemy type here. All right, let's get everybody back here.
의로움을 세우기 위해서라면
흑수, 오필두, 이상이요.
어디서?
잠깐 이번엔 이제야 불어나. 보는 눈은 있네요. 여기
의르로군. 죽은 의르로군.
명을 받듭니다.
훌륭한 미끼 될 수 있어.
사우철이로구만.
Alrighty then. Let's see. I got this, but let me see if I can. I just want to see when can I get Ishmael? Yeah, it's equivalent to Spain. Yeah, 1,000. Oh, Ishmael is 1,000. All right, let's go.
발광할 시간인가?
It's so big. Damn, that is a huge ass. Yeah, that is very similar to Siltifera Novice. Amazing. I didn't know there were remaining vessels of this class in Iberia. Yeah, most of their boats were destroyed. And yeah, boats are hard to use in Arknights due to the interesting geography, let's say, of Terra. I spy her name here. 'Tis called by the name Rebellion de las Masas. Oh, wow. How fortunate for Don Quixote to be the one to say that.
Rebellion de las Masas. A revolt of the masses, is it? A name very much mired in peculiarity indeed.
Hong Lu chimed in that he was rather fond of it, with its size being about the same as his boat from his home. While Ishmael quickly jumped to the corrective that its size alone wasn't anything special at the Great Lake, but you can get Ego in 4 fights. Okay. I'll probably get it next time then. It's still pretty big compared to Mephi or the Indigo Elder skiff. I thought it was going to be somewhere around Mephi's size at most. Are you sure you can get this ship fixed in a day or two? Yeah, don't you get double if you do hard? I could just go back and do normal on my own time, I suppose. As I briefed you yesterday, the great majority of the time-consuming repairs had already been completed by the villagers. The extent of our repair efforts only concerns a few components within the vessel that the villagers could not repair, which shouldn't take us much time. Unless parts that are unfamiliar to Faust are also malfunctioning, such as the core engine, remaining repairs should be sufficiently managed by Faust. That's a good question, Gal. I wonder where they got a ship like this. Despite Otis's confident declaration, I could not help but feel oddly unsettled as I look at the ship. I don't know why, but something tells me that we don't want to linger here for too long. Still, please be thorough about it just in case.
I'd rather not sit in a sinking ship again. The experience of the Great Lake was enough.
Don't worry, Dante. Unlike Mephistopheles, most functions of this vessel, buoyancy gear, propellers, steering gear, are all in operational capacity. This repair should be much easier than the case with Mephistopheles.
They seem confident enough. It should be safe this time around, right?
Are we taking that rope to climb up to the ship?
No, there's a lift-like apparatus down here. It should take us up to the ship.
Its stability was verified yesterday. Let us board the lift.
You're 100% certain, right?
The boat is afloat right now, Dante. I don't think it'll be sinking anytime soon.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh, you two just gonna faff about down here? We're heading up now.
No, we're going with you. Amia, well, the story takes place over several years. At this point in the story, I'd say she's about 13 or 14. Like, it jumps around in time. Yeah, she's a young teenager. She's 16 now. In current Arknights, but this is taking place before that, Andre, isn't it?
No, we're going with you.
Yeah, she is ridiculously young. She is the head of the organization in that she decides what they do, but most of the administrative stuff is done by Calcit. Yeah. There's a good reason why she's the head of Rhodes Island. There is an actual good reason. Yeah.
As I made my way into the vessel's bridge, I was greeted by the extravagant interior that was gaudy as its exterior.
Where did they get this boat? Where the fuck did they get this Icurian vessel?
This isn't real gold, is it?
Sure is shiny as heck in here. I got butterflies in my stomach.
Huh. Yes.
Aesthetically satisfying, she says.
But too ostentatious. Not quite my style.
Our young Muffy is also quite the excellent vessel yet. Imagine the adventures we can embark on aboard this vessel most lavishly decorated. She should be 19 in the current story. Oh, okay, yeah. I got her age wrong. Yeah, she's 19 in the current Arknight storyline. Because yeah, time has jumped around a lot. Because yeah. When the story began, she was like 14, I think.
As Faust and Natus were working on the control panels.
Yeah, she was 16 in the Victoria arc. I see. Yeah. Okay, so you're in the Victoria arc, Hoshi. Yeah. But she was younger in the reunion arc. Yeah.
As Faust and Natus were working on one of the control panels, Ishmael walked up to another and interfaced it with it before giving a knowing nod.
Because we know, thanks to the most recent Sui event, that 5 years take place between the end of Reunion and whenever the Sui storyline takes place. So, assuming Sui's storyline takes place before Chapter 15, then yeah, that would track, that she's like 14 during the Reunion arc.
As Faust and I was working on one of the control panels, Ishmael walked up to another and interfaced with it before giving a knowing nod. This must have been an investigative or research vessel of sorts. But it does seem a bit extravagant for one of those, though. Look, coordinates. Updating in real time, it seems. The coordinates seem to have been set to somewhere out in the middle of the ocean. Maybe it points to a small islet? Nope, no islet there.
Ah! Blimey, lass. You know how to sneak up on people.
Mirrors? What? Did I actually surprise you? I should ask if you guys are gonna come fix the boat today.
Still, I didn't know you'd be here. Huh. Why are the coordinates set to this location?
There are several undersea cities beneath those coordinates, collectively known as Ager. Gramps' home.
I see. Understood. What was understood, if I may ask?
It is now understood why the promise to repair this ship was sufficient to earn their trust and the title of saviors.
Yup, because it's an Ager ship. So if it's getting them back to Ager, then that makes sense. Ager is a very chill place. Almost, it's too chill was the issue.
It is now understood why the promise to repair this ship was sufficient to earn their trust and the title of saviors.
What's she on about? Someone get translate.
I'm not actually. Can the Eager breathe underwater? They do live in Atlantis-like cities. I'm not sure actually. I think they might be able to breathe underwater as well, but the cities are air cities. They're in domes.
Consolidating and cross-referencing the observed particular circumstances of the village and the statements from the village chief, alongside information garnered from the exchange with mayors, it is possible to gauge the significance the ship repair has to the local populace. Of course, while this may constitute a sequence of logical connections that poses a certain challenge for Heathcliff to comprehend, to employ any degree of effort to attempt to explain it in more digestible language would constitute a pursuit of inefficiency.
Yeah, the hunters can definitely breathe underwater. Yeah.
Lower the baton, I implore you. I shall explain it in full. I was wondering when Miss Smartass was giving like that again. So what's she on about?
Hello, Main Strange. Welcome to the stream. We have Snarky Faust because she's currently dealing with dial-up on the Gesellschaft. Heathcliff's shoulders were relaxed. It didn't seem like he was actually going to swing the bat. He placed it lightly over his shoulder with a sigh.
A brief observation of the village seemed to suggest that their subsistence situation was quite dire. Much of their daily sustenance consisted of dried food, most of them made for long-term storage purposes.
Considering what Scotty said about how the coastal areas are full of danger, maybe those dried seafood aren't from around here either. Maybe it's food they packed when they first came to Faro Muerto. Some villagers were armed, yeah.
And those sea terrors weren't exactly that formidable, but...
given the state the villages are in, I doubt they'd have an easy time repelling those monsters.
Indeed. And that brings us to the question of sustenance.
Right. I get what's going on here. The Lars and the Granddad are about to visit their hometown, and they're trying to get some food supplies from there to feed the villagers. And to convince them, they plan to use the fact that they're from the same neck of the woods, or sea, I guess.
Oh, so we're not just repairing their ship, we're repairing their food supply plant too. Huh? What's wrong?
It's, well, the expression was rather crude. Heathcliff's summary of the situation was clear, to the point, and easily understood. Sinners stared at him with mild surprise. And I did too.
What's with them annoying looks? Why? Oh, you sods! You don't think I'm that dim-witted, do you?
Top-notch intuition. It's just that it's been a while since you've shown this side of yourself. Thinking back, Heathcliff's intuition's always been excellent, and he's often put together surprisingly accurate conclusions with impressive speed.
You know, when you really think about it, it's kind of your fault. Well, I've been too soft on you lately, haven't I? Oh, get back here!
Oh, God. No, with those fools out of the conversation. Was he correct? Aldous looks away from the usual chaos and now stares. Honestly, I'm surprised. It was on point. Yeah, food's been running low in the village. At this rate, we won't last another year. But the Aegir will. I'm sure they'll welcome us with open arms. They probably would, given what we know of the Aegir. Like, they're super, super chill.
I don't want to come off like I'm overly worried, but do you think they'll welcome the others too? Unlike Mares or Chief, they're not Aegir.
I believe they will. Iberia suspects and hates the Aegir for no other reason than that we're from the sea, but our home cannot have fallen so low as to abandon a group of starving land dwellers.
Prithee, might thou explain to us who the Aegir are?
I'd initially thought it to be a reference to a region, and it also seems to refer to an affiliation of sorts. Maybe there's something like nest dwellers?
Yeah, that's a good comparison, Sinclair.
Though I don't think I've heard of a nest that accepts Baxter's people with open arms.
Or maybe they used to be some of the rich folk?
If they call them nests tops Aegir here, doesn't that make the rabbit-eared Lars Aegir too?
Wait, in the world you came from, do they not distinguish between races?
That is not entirely true. Delineation between races is a concept that does exist. Though Leo saw them in the fathoms, there was this terrifying thing called the cuckoo spawns. However, as a general rule, it can be said that humans should be the only intelligent life forms in the city. Oh wow, we're getting this explanation. Yeah, the city only distinguishes between human and non-human. But it's interesting because in Arknights, they have a broad definition of the word human.
The people of Terra have slightly varying appearances depending on their race, like my goddess ears.
And I've got pointed ears because I'm an Aegir, though it's not a characteristic every Aegir shares.
The closest idea to what they're discussing appears to be,
Don Quixote seemed to be struggling to finish a sentence. Marceau stepped in to continue.
By context clues and the manner of word usage. including the means of classification. The closest example of our words would be blood fiends. Similar external appearance to humans, different natures comparable sapiens.
Oh.
'Tis of my belief that blood fiends are ostracized due to their nature that make coexistence with humans difficult. It may be that the Aegir are also.
Terra also has vampires, yeah.
I'm sure some of them do possess qualities that make coexistence with us difficult, but they're probably rare.
Then wherefore are they made subjects of suspicion and hatred?
That's.
Well, the language is new, but the idea itself is pretty familiar to the city folks like us. They got feathers of fallen wings, kids born in the back streets, people who replace their body parts with prosthetics. The form differs, yet in its essence we find the thread.
Something about how we keep finding these similarities in the ways of our lives, despite finding ourselves in a distant world with different rules, races, and humans. Felt oddly discomforting.
The point is, you guys are doing us a real solid by fixing up the ship. Let's move on from these gloomy conversations, okay? I want to show you the cooler parts of the ship. This way.
The ship tour may have to wait. The repairs are almost completed, but an issue has arisen.
Issue?
Wow, that's not reassuring at all!
Multiple life forms identified ahead. A soon-to-be a sea terror horde.
The ship's radar system seems to suggest that the vessel itself is surrounded. They're the same monsters from yesterday.
Executive Manager, please order us to prepare for battle.
Damn it.
Are they the sea terrors you encountered? They look a bit different, but yeah, probably.
There's a lot of them, but if our latest experience tells us anything, we should be able to handle this. Amiya, please support us in battle like you did yesterday. Come stop fighting, young mares. I feel like I'm just gonna get in your way. Then, guys, find a place to keep mares as far away from the battle as possible. Then let's hurry down there. We don't want them damaging the ship any further. Here we go. Ah, it's these fuckers.
마음씨가 넓은 분이실까요? 아, 실수로 주셨더라도
And yeah, they're pure
상관없어요.
sinking. These are the basic bitch ones. So yeah.
납작 불입이랍니다.
줬던 호의 이상이요. 자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
도끼를 퍼자 이 정도 탕류에 허덕이 저 해충들을 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다 정말 강해지셨네요. 내일 보아하니
다음에 다른 기술을 시도해줄래? 영상을 남기면 다른 직원에게도 도움이 될지도 몰라.
아니 갑자기 확 돌아갔네?
Ah, there's that dual attack that we know and love.
줄은 모르고 정상값이네.
비거리는 충분해.
사실 그 상황에선
너한테
그런 공격밖에 부를 게 없었지.
알겠지만 옳다. 죽지 마라.
강호 유람기의 사조. 이렇게 일이 쉽게 풀린 적이 드물었는데.
강호 유람기라면 이스마엘 그자가 진행해주는 탁자 위에서 하는 놀이 말이십니까?
놀이가 아니야. 모험이지.
불가 위야. 나갑니다.
된것 같아. 이 팀의 직원다운 완벽한 공격이었어.
단번에 우위를 점하셨군요. 이 계산이면 이번 대련도 무난히 승리하실 수 있을 겁니다, 아가씨.
시간 끌 것 없이
12수에게 모아라.
모조리
이 앞에
치워버리자.
숨쉬는 자 누구 하나 살려두지 마라.
숨통 끊기.
방금의 움직임 두말할 것 없이 바람의 점 만점입니다. 아가씨, 제발
이런 것쯤이야. 눈 감고도 해.
불끈에 지원했군.
고작 이 정도 탕류의 허물이나.
넌 꿈을 틔울 수 없겠구나. 넌
Damn, Rupture Team is cleaning house here.
강호 유람기에서도 이렇게 일이 쉽게 풀린 적이 드물었는데.
강호 유람기라면 이스마엘 그자가 진행해주는 탁자 위에서 하는 놀이 말이십니까?
놀이가
Ah,
아니라
yeah, we got no red and orange. Fuck berries. Here, let's test out Faust Calcit.
목을 콱
물어버리시.
I want to see the ego in action.
넌 푸름을 틔울 수 없겠구나.
고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나.
아득한 여정. 멈추지 않는 시대에서 희망과 미래를 찾아 스스로
There we go.
차포잡이라 예상한 것보다 움직임이 더 좋게 지시게 가치 없군.
완벽한 승리 축하드립니다, 아가씨. 이 정도의 성과라면 4대 가문의 자제들도 인정할 수밖에 없을 겁니다.
좋은 수업 덕분이지. 배운 게 많았어.
All right.
또 한 줄 키를 남겨.
There's the Arknights. We've got two. We do have two first-time rewards right here.
세월이 지나면 홍호는 그제야 알게 되겠지.
We have the normal and the two first-time rewards, literally right there.
뭘 바꾸었는지를.
All right, you guys. This is probably going to be a 3-streamer, given unless we have a bunch of combat-only nodes. But I am really hyped. And we will continue this on Sunday. And by then I should have the Amiya announcer. Oh my god, we did it, you guys! We got it in 190 pulls! Oh my god. I got everything. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hello, howdy. Oh my god, I can't wait. This collab is like a dream come true. I love all the lore that they're sharing. I love it so much. Thank you all so much for joining me. And until next time, I will say so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.